Hello everyone and welcome. The map is Hardwire. In the upper right, the red Terran. It is the man, the myth, the Maru. With 2 SCVs going. 1, alright, we'll catch up with that. And in the bottom left, the Nexus in blue, the victim, opponent, the opponent. It is the Protoss, Zoun. Just one barracks proxy. Alright. I like to see it actually. I was worried that I was going to have to be entertaining for the first couple of minutes, but apparently not. The action's heating up already. Zoun, knowing it's Maru, there's a pretty good chance that the barracks is going to be built elsewhere. Sends out the scouting probe. Gonna find the barracks. Second probe. Gonna chase that SCV around. Meanwhile, Maru canceled the racks, building it back at home, and opting for the eBay block. The engineering bay, of course. Not e-commerce. We're not trying to sell you anything other than maybe hitting that like button for, I don't know, whatever cost that is. Barracks at home. Single gas, probably just a normal Reaper at this point. Or Marine. Normal Marine. 1 racks expand. Zoun, of course, knowing there is 0 danger out on the map because the barracks was cancelled and delayed, able to go for that Nexus just slightly before the core. Hazardous work conditions if I've ever seen them. Second SCV is going to be pulled and harassed by the Protoss player. Marine going to come out from the barracks and be able to shut all of that down. It's looking like a macro game. Egads. Not even the second gas coming up yet for Mr. Maru. Meanwhile, Zoun. Where's this probe going? Sneaky business, you better throw down a pylon. I better see a pylon with a dark shrine. That would make me happy. Twilight? Okay, we're getting there. Ooh, really? Is it a pylon? Or are you just stealing minerals? We'll check on that again in a minute. Bunker going to be made for the Terran, who also completed a reactor. Factory's going to finish up now, and the Adept has made her way across the map. Adept's not very good against bunkers. Mostly just strong insults and light gusts of wind compared to the damage versus Marines, for example. Adepts crush Marines wholeheartedly. But just going to be here. Throw out the shade every once in a while, force Maru to lift the depot. If you can distract him ever so slightly, it helps. Back at home for Zoun, he is going for Blink. It's going to be a Blink opener. How many gates are we looking at? Looks like 2. Just 2 gates, which means very defensive, very safe, very economical. Probably see a quick 3rd Nexus come down too. This probe. There's the pylon. I was just thinking, this probe has done nothing but dance around so far. Gonna see a robo come out for Zoun. Okay. Likely for Warp Prism. Warp Prism or Observer, I would guess, to be able to do some blink harassment up into the main base. We see the rally up here for that robo, so definitely looking like an Observer. Racks is 2 and 3 on the way. Maru hitting that 30 SCV mark, usually what you see around there. I was completely lied to, by the way. I thought the action was going to heat up and I didn't have to be entertaining for the first few minutes. Instead, we're sitting here watching the shade go up the ramp, look at the depots. Oh dear. My word, you two. Marines getting fed up with these shenanigans almost as much as I am. Need to gun down that Adept. So the proxy business for Zoun is going to be instead a gateway. Make that a super pylon. Good for warping in, not much else. Could make some cannons or some tech eventually, but with its close proximity to the Terran's potential third or fourth base, highly doubt we're going to see anything major go down there. Adept trading in the towel for stalkers, of course. Hanging up the towel, trading it, I don't know. English phrases. So strange. I feel really bad for foreign speakers sometimes because of how little sense English makes to somebody who grew up speaking English at times. Madness. Templar archives. Less maddening. Potentially Storm Archons. Now we get to see the dance, the blink, go out here. Does Maru have any siege tanks? No, he's opting for a tankless triple threat push, it's looking like. He's got some Cyclones, he's got a lot of Marines. Would love to see some medevacs. He's got one coming. Just one, though. Healthcare, not for all. Healthcare only for some. Storm is going to be the choice, the first splash damage for the Protoss here. Protoss versus Terran comes down to a lot of splash damage. You want multiple layers, you want Storm, you want Colossi, you want Disruptors. You might be thinking Archons? Archons are good, but not for splash damage reasons. Yes, they do splash, but they have to get very close to use it. Archons are much better at tanking, for lack of a better term. Maru's triple threat is coming out here. He's got +1 weapons, stim, and combat shields all finishing up around the same time, so he has unlocked the ability to actually move out on the map. Terrans, you know that feeling. Very frustrating at times. We're going to see Zoun respond by making a few slow lots here, potentially to go into the natural as the push comes out from the Terran, because we all know Terrans do not have recall. They can barely recall what they did earlier today, what you had for breakfast. Can you recall? I sure can't. Immortal coming up. Or Zoun, will it be here quick enough? Interference matrix used on the warp prism, and Zoun also sends the zealots into the natural. They're getting some damage done, but the big fight's over here. Storm shuts down most of the bio. Archon looks like he died, gave his life for ire. 6 SCVs in total for the Protoss. Everything gonna be cleaned up. Show me the numbers. Protoss lost more in resources, but the Terran lost a little bit of momentum, let's call it. He does have his 3rd CC done, making that into an orbital. 3rd Nexus done for Zoun. And Maru's going to find the pylon. Very good, very helpful. Always nice as a Terran player. It's a good feeling you can shut down some of those Protoss shenanigans. Zealot actually does spot that medevac moving out, and Maru telegraphing his intentions with a scan here. Probably not good. Widow mines. What's in here? 4 mines. Not anymore. Gunned down by the stalkers. You really expect me to believe Maru didn't notice that he got spotted by the zealot there? What are you doing, Maru? Yeah, he knew there was a zealot over here somewhere. Composition's looking like Biomine Ghost for the Terran, up against pretty standard Storm, Archon. Got another Robo coming up too with a Robo Bay. Place your bets. Will it be Colossi or will it be Disruptors? Looks like that mine got to take a nice chunk out of the stalkers. Personally, I'm feeling Disruptors. I would like to see Colossi because I like Colossi, but it's probably going to be Disruptors. You can place your bets. You can think about it now. +1 coming up for the Protoss, who's also taking a 4th base. And this is really shaping up to be a long one. Nobody's actually trying to kill each other yet. It is Colossi. I'm surprised. Very surprised. Observer gonna spot the additional command center come down. That is the 4th CC, which causes the Protoss to spring into action, apparently. Widow Mine takes the life of a zealot, alerting Maru and Zoun to the presence of the other there. Beautiful observer placement. Getting to see all this army movement. He's got some zealots over here that are having their own little book club and congregation. Storm drop. Nice EMP. I don't know if he actually snagged the Templar with those EMP, but he sure made the Warp Prism scared. A lot of Terran. How we doing on upgrades? Looks like +2 starting for both. Maru forgot his armor. There it is. He didn't forget his armor. He just couldn't afford it at the time. Indigos, of course. Obviously. Beautiful EMPs go out hitting all of the stalkers. They can still blink. Blink is not tied to any sort of energy ability, but without the shield, stalkers are even more brittle than they already are, which was very brittle. Stalkers not a durable force. Marvin the Marine going to be cut down by the blades of the Iron Chef over here. There's the Dark Shrine. You knew there was going to be a Dark Shrine at some point. It's a PvT. There's a Protoss in the game. There has to be a Dark Shrine at some point. Are we finally going to square off some more guys? That was a good trade with the Ghosts there. Is now really the best time to land the command center? Great storms go out for the Protoss. Additional warp-ins coming for Zoun. Ghosts still have their energy. Again, good EMPs nullifying most of the Archon strength, but the Colossi are not so shield dependent. Maru feeling a little confident. It looks like he starts up the planetary. Vikings are here to help deal some damage to the Colossi, but is it going to be enough? This is a lot of Protoss forces here. Upgrades still in favor of the Terran for now. Vikings do snipe off the Prism, which is a very nice help. The inability to warp in reinforcements means that the Protoss cannot get their high-tech important units out as quickly. There's not going to be any Archons warped in over here. Do you just go home? Maybe. We're circling around. We're sending zealots out. And we're angry at the rocks. Of course. Of course we're angry at the rocks. Disruptor tech is here along with the replacement Warp Prism. I knew it was going to be Disruptors at some point. Disruptor's very good versus Terran. Terran bio tends to clump up so tightly that Disruptors make for a great choice. First Disruptor shot not going to connect though. Terran charging forward, does not charge into Storm though, opting to try and go around some. Speaking of going around, contingent of zealots going to be spotted by the Widow Mine. I really like this use of the Widow Mines by Maru. He's almost using them like observers, just spreading them out across various ramps, various entrances, able to spot any potential run-bys like this, which does help reduce some of the damage taken. He cleans it up. Losing 11 SCVs does hurt. Not ideal, it's not perfect, but yeah. Is any of it perfect? I mean, come on. PvT. No StarCraft game is perfect. Nothing comes out clean. Additional command centers, 3-3, and a fusion core. Fusion core, good for battle cruisers, good for liberators. It's probably going to be liberators, if I had to guess. I don't know, battle cruisers might be a pretty good choice here. There's not a whole lot of dedicated anti-air from the Protoss. He's got a lot of DTs that just blinked on top of the planetary. Looks like they are not going to get it. Take that. Protoss, you just wasted like 10 Dark Templar. And the resources show it. Why is the Warp Prism up here? What did he do? A little dunce corner over here. Yikes. When imprisonment and exile is not a good enough punishment, we send in the Vikings. Widow Mine's going to be cleaned up. Looks like, will he get the second one? He should. Zoun circling the army around. I don't feel like Colossi should ever get hit by a Widow Mine, but here we are. You have a range of 9 here, but you're just gonna still get hit by the Widow Mine. That's fine. Totally fine. Oh, as I was saying over here, there are nukes in play. As I was saying, as I was seeing over here, I mean. So Maru going full late game here. We've got Liberator, we've got Ghost, we've got nukes on the way. Maru is going to have to start trying to get some damage done to this Protoss economy, and nukes might be a good way to get that done. Disruptor shots not really connecting with a whole lot here. Not a whole lot. We see Zoun making that transition into the Stargate, into the Fleet Beacon, Sky Toss, probably carriers or Tempests. My bet would be carriers. Carriers are so good, even in just small numbers, to help mess with the AI of enemy forces. You send out some interceptors, Marines are going to get tripped up, Vikings are going to get tripped up. It forces the Terran to micro. And we know Terrans love to micro. They can do it, absolutely. But can they keep up with everything all at once? Nuke is going to fly. We'll see if it connects. Not a whole lot of juicy targets here. It looks like he's just trying to distract Zoun. Does get a cannon for his troubles. Bio group over here going to be found out and immediately responded to. Pick up by the medevacs. Oh, loses 1 on the exit. Not a good evacuation. Dark Templar not going to fight. We are peaceful, Dark Templar. We are simply nomads looking for our way here. Zoun moving the bulk of the main army over on the left side. Liberator caught something. Not sure what. It didn't last very long. Planetary command centers galore in peril. No repair is going to be initiated on that one, though, and a disruptor shot takes out a very unfortunate SCV. Recall onto a few sniped Dark Templar. They got a missile turret, and they got out. Was it worth it? You tell me. Zoun is down almost 7,000 resources, despite having things like disruptors. Yikes. Would love to see some Tempests get here. He needs them a little bit quicker. The Liberators are a problem now. We're seeing the Terran start to push out across the map. He's got the Liberator crawl. Like Liberator crawl, like Spore Crawler, Spine Crawler, not the same thing. Slightly though. Freedom zones just moving ever so slowly across the map. DTs are blinking onto planetaries, and another nuke is initiated. It's going to be cancelled by the cannon though. The heroic cannon. This planetary did fall along with 20 SCVs. Not good. Battery overcharge used a little prematurely. Might be okay though. The Liberators are doing a great job at keeping the ground forces at bay, but the Tempests might be able to change that. Holy Liberator, guys, he's got 10 Liberators here. DTs, yet again, trying to find some damage. Not going to have any success with that group. So Maru does take a base for the price of a base. Luckily, he's got more command centers than you see in multiple Platinum League games, so not a huge loss. He can just float one of his many orbitals down. Meanwhile, Zoun transitioning over to the right side. He's still got some Tempests. He's still got his Colossi. But does he have much hope? He does get the planetary before the Liberators completely set up. The Vikings gonna drive away most of the Sky Fleet here. Vikings, a great answer to both Tempest, Colossi, Carrier. The problem is Storm. It's a good army. 6 Archons, I like to see it. Disruptor shot, just testing the waters when you use disruptors to scout. Maru readying another push here. He's got Liberators. He sets up completely over top of the army. Freedom is for all, after all. Vikings going to completely clear the skies and now go for the Colossi. Without the disruptors, without the Colossi, I fear there is little hope for the Protoss here. Battery overcharge means nothing in the face of this many Marauders, and Vikings Liberators gonna set up shop as well. Cannot help very much against those disruptor shots though. Zoun? Did he get this? Did he get this base? Did I miss that? Oh, embarrassing. Great storm goes out onto the Viking and the Liberator fleet. That is a good answer from the Protoss. Needs to invest in a few more Templar. He's got the gas for it. There's nothing in production right now. Make a new Nexus. Get some High Templar. Do something without the splash damage. It's mostly Blink Stalker now up against Marauder Liberator. That is not a good composition to be trying to fight Blink Stalkers with. Or fight with Blink Stalkers, I should say. I would much rather be the Terran in that case. Have Liberators and Marauders. How's the Viking count doing? He's still got 4. He's still got 4 Vikings, which is probably enough to deter any more Sky Toss units, any more Colossi from coming out. This base ended up not falling, saving the command center, but losing 14 SCVs. The DT run-bys are doing some work. I don't think it's enough, though. Like, yes, you're getting damage done, you're getting some economic harassment, but if Maru ever decides to move out on the map, if he decides to try and max out, and his bases are secured, you're toast. You are a dead Protoss at this point. What is the army even like? I mean, it's a lot of DTs. The 3 disruptors always have potential. Disruptors are a little bit of a gamble unit like that. They could turn the tide, absolutely. Great disruptor, cleaning up those few Widow Mines. DT's not going to get anything done there. Blink forward, take out the command centers. Very good play by Zoun. Start denying bases, you try and starve Maru out. He already has virtually no gas income. Are we going for a base trade now? Is that what we're doing really? 47 SCVs to 65 probes. Zoun has to stay alive. If he can intercept this army and actually take it out, that'd be a really good play. Instead, taking a lot of EMPs, the Archons are going to be vaporized, those Stalkers. Can blink around, Disruptor takes out the Widow Mine. There is still 1 Archon with full shields here, and I don't see any ghosts with energy. Reinforcement Marine and Marauder from the top side. Dark Templar from the left, though. Disruptor shots go out. Freedom Zone set up over top of the Protoss going to be denied, destroyed, and it looks like at the end of it all, Zoun is coming out on top. Holy crap. Despite being down, still nearly 7,000 resources lost and dealing with Marauder Liberator for this much time. Stalker's gonna blink forward, take out most of the Liberators. Disruptor takes out some of the Marauders. Reinforcement charge lots here to save the day. Who wins at the end of it? It's scrappy, but I do think Zoun is pulling ahead. He's got more Disruptors coming. Maru is going to be the one to tap out. What a game, you two. Good lord. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, have a great day.